Hey, good people. I'm making sure all platforms are live. Looks like Facebook is taking its time to start. Hey guys, where are you guys from? Where are you guys from? All right, so we have Facebook going, we have Instagram going. Well, actually, I'm still waiting for Facebook. I don't understand what's going on with that. We have Instagram and YouTube. So sometimes one turns off and the other comes up. So if that's the case, hop on the other. So we got Baltimore. I went to Morgan State University. That's where I started natural hair, believe it or not. We got Texas in the house. Of course, Atlanta. Oh, what is this? Nicole. So it's storming down there in Texas, huh? California. In Wisconsin. Good morning, Wisconsin. Hey, you guys. So, what is going on with Facebook? So, what we're doing today, I'm going to do a Q&A. So this is really a Q&A on frequent questions that we get in regards to curl definition products. But of course, any hair questions that you guys have, by all means, let me know and I'll answer them. Put them in the comments. I'll be looking at comments from Facebook and Instagram. So if you have any questions, by all means, let me know. Okay, so those who don't know, my name is Serriah. I am the founder and creator of Curl. I've done natural hair for almost 2.5 decades. I'm really dating myself. I started in Baltimore, Maryland, but I've been a lover of natural hair since I was in high school when I didn't really understand why my mother had to relax my hair. But since then, I created Curl Definition so that I can have a product for my customers to live in once they left the um, I could have sworn I went on airplane mode. My apologies. But I created Curl Definition because I needed products that could work while I was in the salon, but also so my customers can leave and live in their natural texture without a problem. Okay. So here we are. I wanted to answer a lot of the frequent questions that are asked in regards to living in your curl definition sets, how to apply the product, and things like that. Instagram. Sorry, you guys aren't up. So first question I want to answer is, does this product work on all hair textures? And so when you're talking in regards to our moisturizer, our cleansing system, like the curl defining gel, our growth serum, yes, those products work on all hair textures. However, you may hear the office next door. My son's on the phone, so you may hear a little talking through the wall. Now, as far as curl defining products, to say that there's a curl defining product that works for all hair textures, um, it's not really practical, because and what it leads to is those who have kinkier, coilier or tightly curly hair textures kind of left with products that don't quite give the kind of curl definition that lasts, that it can fall and you can live in it for more than 2 or 3 days. So that's why we created two systems, because that's just the reality that curls that are tighter need a bit more of a hold. So we created two systems, and the step one of the two system is the differentiator. The primer for the curl is the step one for each. So in all of our systems, we have a step one for the kinky coily. It's the curl training mode. So this is for the kinky coily and tightly curly hair textures. All right. Now then for the loosely curly hair, and that's really in comparison to like afro textured hair, we have the cocoa aloe soft hold. Now that's the step one for the curly systems. So let me show you inside the jar the textures of the two to kind of give you an idea of the difference. Uh, we're going to try this live again for Instagram. So for the cocoa aloe, you see it's a nice creamy, it's a softer texture of a product. It's a very soft product, right? So that's for the loosely curly. For the curl training mode, it's a bit thicker, all right? It's quite thicker and it allows more of a hold when it comes to the tighter textures, okay? And so that's the difference. Now, if you have kinky coily or tightly curly hair, and you want a lighter hold, you don't want a heavier product, you don't need that much of a hold, you can use step one from the curly system. And it'll give you a lighter hold, you'll have more volume, you'll have, I'm not going to say it'll be frizzier because it still will define your curl. It just won't last as long as maybe it would with the step one of the coily, kinky, or tightly curly um, systems. So I hope that explained that, answers that question. And so, of course, there's the step one is the curl primer, and that's what you apply first. And you're doing it in sections. So you work basically layering product in sections. And so it depends on the length of your hair. It depends on the density of your hair, the size of the sections. And we normally do it in the shower or straight out of the shower while the hair is still dripping wet. And so while you're combing through and detangling with the conditioner in, that's the time that I suggest that you would go ahead and poor Instagram. It's just not working. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. It's just not working for Instagram today. So when you would apply, you would detangle your hair in sections, and I suggest having chunky twists. Now, there's videos on all of our platforms that show the application of your products, and it shows that we want to define and put chunky twists for each individual sections. And so for my hair, for the thickness of my hair, I have one section here, one section here, here, and two here. So I have 2, 4, 6 sections. I detangle them, put them in chunky two-strand twists so that I can work through them. And I'll rinse the conditioner out while that conditioner is the two-strand twists are still in the hair, right? So once you do that, then you'll go to step one, and you'll take step one and you'll emulsify it really well so that you can work it in to your hair strands. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to just dollop it and just put it on top of your hair. You want to work it in. Okay. Then you go to step two. You'll work it in the same way that you apply step one. That's basically the application process. So, to go back to answering the question for those who weren't on, because it was the first question. Does this product work for all hair types? As a stylist that have had my hands in all types of hair textures, countless heads, I have to say we had to create two systems because the thought of one product working on all hair types and effectively providing the proper curl definition wasn't practical. So we had to make a system for kinky coily and tightly curly, and then a system for loosely curly. Okay, so that's question one. Question two, will this work on relaxed, texturized, keratin treated, or colored hair? So, the purpose of relaxing your hair, texturizing your hair, and doing keratin treatments is to remove your natural texture. However, the purpose of curl definition products is to cultivate your natural curl definition, to define your natural curl. So you have to start with a curl pattern. So if your relaxer removed the curl pattern, if a texturizer removed your curl pattern, if the keratin treatment has altered your natural texture to where it won't revert back, you will have to grow out those processes. And then it will work on the the new growth that you have. Now, as far as colored hair, if it doesn't strip your curl pattern, then we'll be able, the product should be able to define, it defines whatever your curl pattern is. It defines it. So it doesn't create a curl, but it defines your natural curl pattern. Okay. So as long, and let me clarify this too. There's a there's texture and then there's curl pattern. So there's a lot of hair that has texture, and hair that has a curl pattern has texture. But not all hair that has texture has a curl pattern. What do I mean when I say that? If the motion in your hair doesn't have a repetitive motion, it doesn't have a curl pattern. And a lot of people think they don't have a curl pattern because they've never seen it. That's not the case. A lot of people have a curl pattern. It's just you have never cultivated. But then when you've had a lot of heat treated styles, like your protective styles require blow drying that stretches the hair out with heat, or you've pressed your hair, just depending on your hair's threshold for either the tension, the heat, or the manipulation, will depend on whether your curl pattern has been adjusted. And so it will define what you have. But if you have altered your curl pattern, what you may have to do is train your curl pattern and try to get it to work with the existing curl pattern in your hair. So those areas that have been altered, you may have to work with some two-strand twists for a while to try to cultivate that curl pattern, that hair memory to come back so that you can get a form of a curl pattern. You may never get the same curl pattern that you had before, but you've seen a lot of people who have just loosely curly hair, but then in a lot of areas it's tightly coily where they have like the new growth. That's because their pressing has trained that curl pattern to just be looser. And as the new growth comes in, it comes in tighter, but the longer hair down the shaft is basically looser. And so that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, where you should be able to um you should be be able to retrain that curl pattern, but it's not guaranteed. That's not guaranteed. It's something that you will have to work through, especially with your stylist, and let your stylist know what your goals are. Okay. Next question. How often do I apply the product? These products are meant to be applied. Well, let's say the step one and step two for curl definition is meant, excuse me. That's meant to be applied at your shampoo on your wash day. So it's not something that you apply step 1 and 2 on a regular basis every day, every other day. You shouldn't have to do that. Once you apply it while it's dripping wet, you allow it to dry and set. It should be able to hold you until your next shampoo. Okay, so that's that question. Another question we get is, can you use other cleansing systems with curl definition, 3-step system? So we have a cleansing system that we've designed specifically for our products, and it's best to work within one product line. However, I understand there's several products that I have still to bring to market. And so if your hair needs a specific um treatment, specific attention, and you have to use another product, then you have to go ahead and do that. Use another product, another shampoo and conditioner that will meet that need that your hair has. And that's fine. And as we roll out new products that um are catering to what our customers' needs are, by all means, jump on it. All right, Instagram. It looks like we're back. Uh-oh. It said sorry. I don't know what that's all about. Okay. What age can you use curl definition? I don't advise that it's used on infants because it's a heavy product. And, sometimes you just need to allow the child's hair to just grow and thrive and just have basically moisturizers on it. But once your child hits 1, you should be able to use the product on their hair. And what you can do is a patch test to see if they're sensitive to the product. And that's where you would take a little bit of the product and apply it right behind the ear. And that is a sensitive area that's normally as sensitive as the scalp and the face is. And you can apply it right there and allow it to stay for, maybe a half an hour to an hour. If there's no reactions, you should be okay. But by all means, just be watchful and pay attention, because I know some of our babies come out with full heads of hair, and you want to have something to do with it so that it's not being rubbed out in the car seats and in their carriers, and you just want to give them some style and definition to their curls. So by all means, once they're 1, that's fine, and just do a patch test to see if it's really something that's working, that'll work for them. So next, how do you use the cream moisturizer and the oil? So when you purchase a bundle, you will receive a full app step-by-step list of instructions on how to apply your products. And it will include when to use the cleansing system, when to add your moisturizer, when to use your oil, and when to use your step 1, step 2, and step 3. But still, let me explain to you how you would work these products in together. So, our cleansing system. You need something? Okay, you just hold on. So, our cleansing system, this is step 1. The purpose of step 1 for the cleansing system is to give you a purifying cleanse, right? So it lifts up the buildup off the scalp and off the hair. And we're allowing it to do it without totally stripping the hair, but so that you can feel your hair is clean, right? Then step 2 in the cleansing system is our moisture cleanse. And so I'm sure that it looks backwards from where you guys are seeing it. It reads backwards, but the purpose of the moisture cleanse is to cleanse the hair and scalp but at the same time add on some of the moisturizing agents that may have been removed with your first cleanse. So that's the purpose of Step one in the cleansing system, step two. And then, of course, you have your conditioner, the moisture rich conditioner. And so after you thoroughly rinsed out step one and two, you apply the conditioner. And I always prefer that you detangle and do chunky twists. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is how I have to do my hair. Do chunky twists. And then while the hair is stretched in those twists and the conditioner has been smoothed through and worked in, then rinse the hair out while the conditioner is in it. All right. So that's how you're using the cleansing system. Now we have our leave in, our cream moisturizer leave in. And you would apply that still while you're in the shower. And you can even add water into that application. And you're smoothing it. And once you've thoroughly rinsed out the conditioner, you're smoothing it in. And also, let me note with the conditioner, you can use it as a deep conditioner. It's just a matter of adding a cap on and allow it to sit under heat or without a cap, a steamer for about 15 minutes to a half an hour. And that's how you can use it as a deep conditioner. Then you would apply your cream, moisturize the leave-in, smooth it in, and that way you're having that base of moisture in your hair. And it depends on what your hair's moisture level is, how your hair will respond. Because a lot of people have just direly dry hair, and your hair immediately sucks every bit of moisture up, every bit of hydration, it immediately sucks it up. So we want to build your moisture level. And the way that you do that is by adding products that allow your hair to be hydrated, and then complementary products that hold that moisture in. So then once you've done that, then you would apply step one. And again, this is step one for kinky, coily, and tightly curly hair. And that's our curl training mode. And this is like the magic of our curl definition system. This is what truly cultivates your curl pattern. This curl primer is what makes the difference, right? That's for kinky, coily, and tightly curly hair. Now, this is for our loosely curly. This is our cocoa alice sulfur. So you would apply this to each section, working it in. And you emulsify it in your hands first to where it looks like you have oil on your hands. And again, reference some of our videos of applications, because if you're picking the product step one up and you're putting it in your hands and your hands are white and you can see the white on your hands, you're actually adding too much product. And if you add too much product, what's going to happen? It's going to dry and sit on top of your hair. It's not going to work in with the moisture. And that's why I say, I know we naturally sometimes feel that we have to add a lot of products because we use butters and moisturizers, but this you don't. It's actually meant for salon use. So normal salon products are pretty concentrated. So you want to emulsify it in your hands to where it's pretty clear on your hands before you smooth it and work it in, right? Some people say, should I use the praying hands method? Um, I've I've never seen that as being as effective on kinky, coily, and tightly curly hair. What we use is a C. And you grab that C and you pull your hair through, and then you rake with the other hand. That's how you do that, right? And so you go section by section, just layering on. So once you've done that and you've defined those curls with your curl defining comb and you shook it into place, you can either let it air dry or you can sit under a dryer. Once it's dry, you can add your herbal infused oil either to your hair or scalp, and or either both hair and scalp. And you can also use this on your body. and it's fantastic on your bodies. It's fantastic on your baby's bodies. It's fantastic on your man's beard. It's just a go-to favorite. Okay, so that's how you're working these products. Um, and I think that's all we're going to go with. I'm going to hit the last question, and it's on shrinkage. Does your hair experience shrinkage? It does experience shrinkage. It's not quite as it would be without having any product in it. But if you didn't have any form of shrinkage, your hair would be straight. So you don't want it to, it has to have some shrinkage. And honestly, that's a sign of healthy hair. Shrinkage is a sign of a healthy curl pattern. So if you want to stretch your hair a bit more, there is a video that was posted, I believe, last week or the week before of how you can actually blow dry your hair and stretch it without a lot of damage, right? Without the damage. You can stretch your hair a bit and blow dry it so that you can have more of a fall. Okay, so I'm going to try and get to any questions. How do you do, Miss Vanessa says, how do you do short hair? So it depends on the length of the short hair. Some short hair, you can actually just coil it with your palm. There's a video on here. Go through our videos and you'll see you can actually coil the hair with your palm. It's actually like the way people do it now with the sponge. But I'm from those days before the sponge where we were able to just rub our hair in a circular motion and we created a curl pattern that way. Other than that, you can use the curl defining comb to just go section by section. There's a video that I believe was posted a week or two ago, where you're just allowing the comb to define the curls and the curls to fall back on it. So those are two ways that you can define your curls. Sade said, I have super thick hair. Would this work? Yeah. So what your main focus will be is to ensure you have ample water that can hold your hair in its defined stage while you walk through all of that hair without it drying, right? And you don't want to leave your hair loose. You want to really use those two-strand twists that I was talking about. And then you want to go section by section. And if you have to make smaller sections, just to make sure you're getting through it, that's fine. But you should be able to do between 6 to 8 sections of just detangled hair. Miss Smith Russ said, my daughter's has 4C hair and the product was not as good. So 4C, it really depends on the application of it. And what we're doing right now, we're offering for our customers to um, let us know what their hair story is so that we can do some um, live or Zoom calls to share with the community some application processes to help you get the definition you're looking for. A lot of people say 4C and it doesn't work on 4, or they say 4C hair doesn't have a curl pattern that can be defined, but sometimes it's just technique. So if you scroll down, there's a post that requests for people who have, a hair story or hair journey or some questions that you need to have answered. If you could fill out that form and we can literally do a video with you to help you work through some technique that may help you get the definition for your daughter's hair that you're looking for. Okay, let me see if there are any other questions. So look, I went through those. We have other questions that we can um we'll be getting through I'm gonna be doing more lives. Yes, ma'am. Just let us know. Um, sign it, it's there's a form that once you click, it'll send you to a form where you can give your information, and we'll set up how we can go through. And again, any and everyone, whether you've purchased from us or not, if you're looking to do one of those, by all means, let us know. Two purchases are slightly different. Okay, Miss Tardy, she says two purchases. Eye curl defining gel was slightly different each time. Once it had a, let me scroll down. Once it had a pink color, the other a color, clear color. And I noticed the second time did not work as well as the same formula. Did you all change the formula? No, we did not change the formula. Um, but here it is with the Herbal Infused Curl Defining Gel. It's herbal infused, so it depends on the color. Yes, so the color depends upon the potency of the herbs. So because we use hibiscus, and hibiscus can infuse really rich in color, or it cannot get it may give off not as much of a richness in the pink, is how it's determined, whether the color is that way. Now the formula has not changed, so I'm not sure in that regard. The formula has not changed, so it should have worked the same. But on our website, on our frequently asked question, we do say that because these are products that heavily rely on natural herbs and um, the infusion from herbs, the potency of the color may be different depending on how the herbs give off in the infusion. Sade says, so leave in step 1 and 2. Yes. So you would leave in step 1 and 2. These aren't products that you will wash out. You would apply them and leave them in. Okay. We have any other questions? So if we don't have any other questions, I'll just let you know that right now we're having a Black Friday, not Black Friday, Black History promotion where you'll receive 25% off um, your purchase of $30 and above. And the promo code would be, is in the comments. So the promo code is capital B, lowercase LK, capital H, lowercase IST, capital D, lowercase REAM. And of course, this is in recognition of our Black History Month. So that's 25% off any purchase above $30. Okay. All right, good people. If there are no more questions, we will complete this until next time. And I appreciate you guys for jumping in. Can I repost? Repost what, Angie? You say, can I repost because you have Anita Baker short hair? Repost what? Matter of fact, just leave it in the comments and we'll answer the comments. Yeah, we'll answer the comments. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining this live. I'm glad to be able to share this information, provide any clarity that you may need. Okay. Repost short hair video. Okay. Okay. And Angie, if also there's multiple, I believe. If you don't see it in Facebook, because I know it's easier to just scroll down in Instagram. and go through our videos, you can try either or, because there's multiple short hair videos. So whichever one works best for you. All right, Miss Bellard. Thank you for joining. Thank you all. Are there any other questions? If not, by all means, we will see each other next time. All right, good people. I'll talk to you then.